This is the amazing dirt I have to work with. As you can see, it's full of rocks. I did add compost to that bed right over there, all the way down. Where you see I dug out, I inserted parts of fish so that I could help replenish some of the organic matter and bacteria. So here we go. Let's see if we can make a garden out of this. So just a little update on the garden. Wes and I have been working out here all morning. I'm not even sure what time it is. So this is the raspberry, boysenberry, and blackberry bed. The boysenberries are shocked from being transplanted, so they're not producing a whole lot. And then the next three beds are my three sisters planting. Of course, I got a little late on start on that, so the corn has been planted. We're just waiting for it to come up. And then of course we have peas and squash and beans in between those, and the driveway that needs to be weeded. This is the peppers bed, so I have a lot of different types of peppers: bell peppers, hot peppers, cooking peppers, just different things. And of course onions. There are 250 onions along this bed here, along with ground cherries, which are a type of tomato. It's supposed to be really good, so I'm waiting to try those. My 27 tomato plants that Wes kind of freaked out about. That's okay, I still have them. And then another 250 onions and tomatillos and different other plants like giant mustard. Through here I have some collards and things growing. These are my melon beds, these two here. Of course, the melons are not doing anything, and apparently I'm not the only one having problems with melons this year. I've had a lot of people posting on that. This is the new bed, raised bed. These are going to be herbs and flowers. So as you can see, I've already placed a bunch of herbs in there. I have my sweet potatoes over there. And this is my berry bed. Lots of elderberry. Of course, there's goji berry and aronia berry. All of my potatoes, those are Huckleberry Gold, which are a low glycemic index potato, so diabetics can eat those. Looking forward to having a bunch of those. They were delicious. And this is the new bed that Wes built for me. I'm very excited about planting those. And that's all the bricks that we have left. And of course, lots of weeds. We'll get rid of those and do bark, much like this right here. So there you go. That's it. That is all of the eastern garden. And that's it. Have a good day. So these are my tomato plants in the garden. And this is the east garden, basically the rows outside of the greenhouse. And as you can see, I have T-posts and fencing material, and that's what I trellis my tomatoes on. This seems to help them not only keep from being wet in the middle, which causes mold, and being allowed to have sun touch pretty much everything. I have a whole lot of fruit growing. These right here are, I'm super excited about these. They're blueberry tomatoes, and I'm looking forward to trying them. I'll let you know how they taste. But as you can see, each and every single tomato of my 27 tomatoes is trellised and trimmed to where there's 2, sometimes 3 stalks on each tomato plant, so that I can have optimum fruit growth. Especially right now with the heat being the way it is, each plant normally is basically just trying to stay alive. But when you trim everything except for the very top leaves, you allow for more fruit growth. And that's what I'm looking for. These ones right here are Brad's Atomic tomatoes. They're not quite ripe, but I'm looking forward to them getting ripe. Wes picked these ones out. I also have a tie-dye tomato. Couldn't tell you where it's planted. These are my cherry tomatoes. This is calendula. I'm not sure what type of insect that is, but if it's a pollinator, I'm good with it sticking around. I grow calendula around my tomato plants in order to help detour other pests. Calendula are a type of marigold. It is now August 1st, and the garden looks very different than what it did previously. This is, again, my raspberries, boysenberries, blackberries, and as we move down the lines, these are my three sisters planting corns, beans, and squash. I did have a bout of squash bugs that killed some of the squash. And, oh yeah, got a truck hiding in the middle of the garden. So here's where the squash kind of did a little bit of havoc. But other than that, everything is taller than I am. And as we move past, one of the things that we did have a problem with is all of the pepper plants along this line. I put them out late in May, and then we ended up with a bit of a cold snap, and it stunted them dramatically. Each one of them should be as tall as the fence is up to here, and they're not even half that height. The tomatoes, on the other hand, those are pretty good. I'm constantly trimming and trellising, so as you can see, I need to get back in and do some more trimming so it doesn't look so out of control. The ground cherries are doing really fantastic there. A lot of people really love them. They're very new to most people. Not very many know about it. And then here, got some weeds growing in there, but the melons are doing great. You saw before where they were one little tiny plant and they were super stunted, and now I have a whole lot of growth. We have melons, watermelons here, multiple watermelons growing underneath, and we're just kind of waiting for them to ripen up so we can eat them. The honeydew are getting very big. You can see by my hand they're quite large. And then this one here, this one has become a favorite among everyone that's come out and tried them. It needs a bit of water. You can see it's a little sad, but these melons, they start out looking like watermelons, and then they turn this orange color, and this one has already fallen off the vine, so it's ripe. It smells like a cantaloupe, but it has a very unique taste, and I have fallen in love with these, and I've given some out and eaten a whole bunch for myself. And then my potatoes, I will not be growing in bags anymore. You can see they're just not liking it very much. We are a very dry climate, and it's been 100 degrees for quite some time, and so they're not happy. My elder are overgrown and everywhere. Behind the elder are cucumbers that also need water, but I like to stress them out just a little bit so that they will go to fruit a little bit better, and they'll start pushing the liquid into the fruit. And this here is a goji berry plant, and you can see a whole bunch of goji berries all over the plant. Some of them are drying out. The birds and wildlife really like those, and I don't mind them having them, so I just kind of let it be. And then this was going to be a whole lot of wildflowers And after we ended up with the huge heat wave, most of the seeds basically died, the seedlings. They started out, came up, and then died. But we do have a few. I am very happy that we at least have a few. And then we have this berry plant, which I'll post below what this plant actually is. It was supposed to be a huckleberry-like plant with little huckleberry type fruit on it, and you can see the fruit. And the black ones are the ripe ones, and the green ones are the not ripe. But I have 4 of those growing. And I'd be interested to see how they taste in a jam or a jelly. But other than that, that's pretty much the garden as of August 1st. Very overgrown and wild. But I'm pleased with what I have. It's not perfect. It didn't become what I had hoped it would be. But every year is a learning experience, and every year I will get better. And my amaranth is just looking fantastic. So there is the garden update. We are into August. We are harvesting. We have tons of tomatoes, and we've been harvesting those pretty much every single day and enjoying the garden as it is, even if it's not perfect. Nothing in life is perfect, and I am grateful for what I have. So we will see you again soon. Bye.